53. Yes, yes, we are now going to move to page 53. Let me request the city manager to, okay. Yes, yeah. Yeah, city manager will read the second item. City manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are on page 53, report number 4, which is the report of the Economic Development Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 30th of the 11th, 2023. Item 4.1, request for authority to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust and Renewable Energy Institute for Southern Africa regarding the training of 6,000 unemployed youth as solar PV technicians in eThekwini region. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much, City Manager. Councillor M. Hlengwa, there's a minute donated by KZNI and also a minute from JEP. Then Councillor Reddy, he has left already. Then
Ready isn't ready.
Councillor Kahunda. It means there are two speakers, Councillor Hlengwa and the mayor.
Angibonge Speaker. Si African People First siyafisa ukuthi sizwakalise kuyisupporta i-recommendation ikakhulukazi ngoba izovala leligebe elavuleka ngalesikhathi se-segregation, isikhathi se-apartheid, isikhathi soku-exploitwa kwabantu abamnyama. Bayazi-ke abazukulu balenhlangano kadisiphethe ngaphambili ukuthi ingakanani damage abayenza empilweni zethu singabantu abamnyama. So makuvela ithuba elifana naleli ukuthi izingane zethu zikwazi ukuthi zifunde ithuthukise amakhono azo ukuze izizukulwane zethu ezilandelayo zingaphinde zibe igqile efana nathi. Siyakuthokozela kakhulu lokhu okwenzakalayo ukuze abantu abaningi nabahlezi emphakathini bangabe besaqala phansi beleke beqhathanisa uhulumeni owamanje nohulumeni webandlululo wencindezelo njengoba behlale kwenzeka nje. Ngicabanga ukuthi lento izokwenza ukuthi igap exista phakathi kwalabo abadla izambane likaMpondo nalabo abahluphekayo njengamanje ikwazi ukuthi inciphiseke. Mhlawumbe ke lezi ngane maseyifundile kangcono inkinga kagesi esinayo izokwazi ukuthi inciphe zisale zinama skills futhi njenge African People First siyakholela ekutheni uma unikeza umuntu iskill umnika into nje azozafe ikuyena ekwazi ukuthi imsize isize nalabo abaseduze kwakhe. Kungafananga lesikhathi thina ke esazivele sifundiswa amaxoxo kuthiwa silebele amaqhwagi yilabo abangaphesheya. So siyayisupporta kakhulu le ngoba inikeza abantwana ama skills. Ngiye ngicabanga ukuthi umuntu uma ethola iskill developer uthando kuleso skill leso asuke enikwe sona uyakwazi ukuthi avule mhlawumbe inkampani engaqasha abanye abalandelayo. Kodwa lamaxoxo nalamaqhwaga abasifundisa wona noma ngabe kuthiwa udeveloper uthando lamaxoxo ayikho ifame ongayivula yamaxoxo. Ake ngibonge kakhulu kwenhlangano ebusayo ngokuthi icabange lento ukuthi bayivale legebhe existayo ngokuthi banikeze abantwana bakithi abamnyama ithuba lokuthi bafunde okungcono kunamaxoxo lokuthi esakufundiswa laba abangaphesheya. Ngibonge sihlalo.
Thank you, Councillor Ntuli. Sembo.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Greeting to you. Besengiti all protocol observed because of time. It is a great honor and privilege for me to report on this exciting journey that we are undertaking in partnership with KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust. for this training of unemployed youth to become solar PV technician. As I report this, it is reported by the quarterly labor force survey. Youth remain vulnerable in the labor market, with the second quarter of 2023 resulted showing that the number of unemployed youth between the age of 15 to 34 have decreased by 134,000 to 4.7 million, while there is an increase of 105,000 in the number of employed youth during the same period. Honorable Speaker, the purpose of this initiative is to create a capacity building program for youth residing within a eThekwini municipality. During this program, they will be trained as a solar PV technician and be equipped with appropriate qualification for various renewable energies. As we all know, not so long ago we have approved Indica 400 mega watt eThekwini Silito Babu Mayor. Honorable Speaker, the implementation of this program is essential to address renewable energy intervention, training needs, and prepare youth for energy transition toward the lower carbon economy. Furthermore, it will create communities with optimal understanding of opportunities within various sectors of economy. As we always say, we leave no one behind. And Comrade Oliver Tambo said, the children of the nation are its future. A country and a nation that does not value its youth does not deserve the future. As I continue, Honorable Speaker, hence, an urgent need to address critical skill gap is needed to better prepare youth for the future of economies and their involvement in large-scale energies infrastructure development. Honorable Speaker, this program will recruit 6,000 of unemployed youth, women, and people who live with disability, and those who have interest in acquiring skill in renewable energy in solar technicians. In this instance, KwaZulu-Natal Education Development Trust, eThekwini Municipality, TVET colleges are collaborating to build the future of the next generation, led by Councillor Mxolisi Kaunda. Approximately 10 training centers have been identified in eThekwini to host participants. However, the recruitment will happen in an orderly manner, phase by phase. Honorable Speaker, the primary equipped grouping for targeting participants will be 18 to 45 years, black, female, 55%, black male, 40%, and participant with disability, 5%. The program is expected to commence phase 1 in February. Honorable Speaker, this program is also linked to sustainable exit strategy, as the participant will also receive certificate of competence accredited by SETA upon completion of their program. This will ultimately allow them to qualify as a solar PV mounter, installer, and technician, service technician. Some will be trained as entrepreneurs to run energy-related business. Honorable Speaker, this project will foster collaboration with the private sector and streamline our vision behind building an industrial economy where the citizens of eThekwini will fully participate and lead new economic energies. Before ngihlale phansi ngiyafisa ukusho ukuthi u-African National Congress enye yezinto oyiprioritizile masiya kwi-January 8 statement uthe we must resolve the issue of energy. It went further to say fanele resolve into ye-load shedding. That's why we appoint a minister. We are also going further to train our people ukuthi in the near future singabi ne problem energy. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ntuli. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Not agreed. Thank you.
Okay, let's record that. Let's record that. Freedom Front Plus is not agreeing with the recommendation. City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are now on page number 54, item number 4.2, request for permission to enter into a service level agreement between the eThekwini Municipality and the Cato Ridge Development Company, Pty Ltd, for proposed industrial warehousing and logistics development designated Insimbi Ridge Development Program, Development Project. Committee recommends.
Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you, City Manager.
Page 55, item number 4.3, relocation of Crown Gospel Awards and termination of partnership contract. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. One speaker, Councillor Bosin Lovu.
I'm covered, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Kakacheni. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Page 56, item 4.4, approval of final eThekwini Municipality Problem Building First Amendment Bylaw of 2023 for propagation purposes. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed? Thank you.
Page 57, item 4.5, request to authorize funding for the 9 city community tourism organizations for a period of 3 years for financial year 2023-2024, 2024 and 2025 and 2025-2026. Committee recommends.
One speaker, Councillor C. Nchangase.
In the interest of time, Speaker, covered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Nchangase. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Page 60, item number 4.6, partnership with the Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Committee recommends.
Page 61 or 60?
61.
61, right. One speaker, Councillor Ntuli. Covered. Thank you, Pemba. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed? Thank you.
Page 62, item 4.7, display of voter registration and election posters. Committee recommends.
Thank you. One speaker, Councillor Bosin Lovu.
Covered, Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
No.
Thank you.
On page 65, item
Sorry,
number
Speaker.
4.8, display of building reps and declared.
Sorry,
We don't
Speaker.
agree. Sorry.
Speaker.
Yes.
Speaker, on this side.
Yes.
On the item on the wrapping of bad buildings, I was supposed to have been included as a speaker.
Late.
Which item?
Oh, sorry, Speaker. I got it wrong.
Page.
Skafike Keken.
Okay. 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 There was a hand from the Freedom Front.
Speaker, it's just item 4.7, the Freedom Front Plus do not agree.
Which item?
4.7, page
4.7.
62.
Not in support. Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I was on page 65, item 4.8, display of building reps on declared bad buildings. Committee recommends.
Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Buka ngapha, Speaker.
Yes, Councillor.
This is the item, Speaker, where I am supposed to be speaking. Is my name not there?
Unfortunately, it's not here. Unfortunately, there's no speak on this item.
Bakubhale ngokhekhe nje.
Outside. I'll cover you outside, don't worry.
There's no speaker on the item.
Please double check
Unfortunately.
that. Please double check that.
Councillors, are
Speaker,
yes.
if you could please double check, because on our list that was submitted to your office, she's supposed to be there.
Bebembhale ngegama lakhe ukhansela noma kufaka ukhekhe kuphela.
Musupapa.
Sasalinda ngathi kubhakwe ikhekhe.
Uyaqina.
Just give us a few minutes, councillors, so that we double check whether.
That's gonna question the authority, Njila.
No, it's okay.
Page 65.
No, you can relax, it's okay.
Bekubhala ukuthi wele. Makubhalwe nje ukuthi wele.
In the interest of time, it's fine.
umthetho.
Bovela umkhipha amabomu umthetho.
Speaker, in the interest of time, can we proceed?
Can proceed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. We are getting an indication, no, we can proceed. Thank you for that. We were still checking. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you very much. On page 67, it's direct EXCO reports. Item 5, it's the request for authority to accept donation in kind by the Hillcrest Community Policing Forum for the supply and installation of inverter in Gillitz Fire Station. Committee recommends.
Are the recommendation agreed, councillors?
Good.
Thank you, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are now on page number. Number 6.
Item 6. Same page 67, item 6.
Page 67, item 6.
Yeah.
Approval of integrated operational strategy and proposed implementation plan for land invasion reduction prevention. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. One speaker, Councillor M. Hlengwa, with 2 minutes donated. Councillor Hlengwa.
Angibonge speaker. See African people first. Sithanda ukuthi sizokalesa ukudumala nje asifisi nokuthi size siyimbandakanye nale recommendation neyodwa kuona abhaliwe because we believe ukuthi ikhona indlela yokunqanda le land invasion ekhulunywa ngayo kahle hle ngibe ngidideke nje ukuthi who's invading iland la ngoba phela yethu le land abantu mabeyithathela umhlaba wabo vele usho kanjani ukuthi bayawu-invade lowo mhlaba ebengenzeka nje okuhle besingakwenzela abantu baseThekwini ukuthi si-implemente i-resolution ye-ruling party i-expropriation of land without compensation and that's the only way esizovimba ngayo le ndaba yale invasion ngoba kwakubona laba ekuthiwa invade umhlaba wabo akuwona wabo to begin with lo mhlaba owethu and owethu sodwa so invade kanjani umhlaba wethu kuvele kungowethu asishintshe le recommendation sibheke leya enayiphakamisayo expropriation of land without compensation. It can't be correct that we the owners of the land are still landless esikhathini samanje and siphinde futhi sihubhane sodwa sithi siyawu invade umhlaba ube kuyangami ngabe siyangena lapha emhlanga ngabe siyangena eBhalito, ngabe singena everywhere and anywhere possible and reclaim our land because this is our land. It belongs with us. It can't be correct that thina sizokhupana sodwa, sishayane sodwa ngoba sithi umuntu invade umhlaba. U-invade kanjani? Kini ngoba vele umhlaba wakho. U-invade makwenze njani? Laba bangaphesheya ababuyisa umhlaba wethu siyeke nje ukukhupana sodwa ngoba into ezokwenzeka manje kuzowiswa izindlu zabantu asebezibekile bengenayo alternative yokuthi bazozibeka lezo zindlu ziwiswe phansi ngawo lo mthetho thina ezobe siushayile la abanye babo bangadlela ukhisimuze emgaqweni uma lo mthetho usu-enforcewa sebehamba abantu beyowisela izindlu zabo bekhishwe emhlabeni wobabamkhulu bekhishwe emhlabeni wokhokho obhambatha kamancinza bafela wona lo mhlaba namanje sisazowulwela siufele ngoba umhlaba wethu. Let us stop saying it's land invasion. It's a recovery of the land because we are failing to do what we have said we will do ukuthi su expropriate without compensation. Mhlawumbe nje igamelo lezulu sithathe ngokwethu.
Thank you very much.
We fight.
Thank you very much. Councillor Reddy has left. Councillors, are the Commissioner agreed?
Agreed. Speak. No.
Thank you.
No.
Can you record those who are saying?
No, speak.
Let me have the screen.
No. Look, Chair, I think there was a proposed amendment by Councillor Mhlengwa. Are we going to deal with that amendment?
No. I'll show that.
Ushil.
Let me, no, I'm going to put among the amendment. Let me have those hands who are in support of the motion.
Point of order. Order.
No.
Order.
No.
Order.
Councillor Mthethwa,
Yeah.
let's proceed, councillors. There are no other speakers. It was Councillor Mhlengwa and Reddy only. Now I'm asking whether the recommendation is being supported or not.
No.
I'm getting an indication
Agreed.
of those things. So I'm saying those who are in support of the motion, of the recommendation, please raise your hands. That's what I'm saying. Those who are in support, raise your hands.
Imali yamavoucher nidayisa ngayo.
Are you done? Thank you. Can you lower your hands? Those who are voting against?
Hlengwe ikhona i-membership here.
Thank you. Those who abstain?
Uhlengu seyifight.
Angiphe any number. Thank you. Those who are in support of the recommendation, 142. Those who are voting against, 19. Those who abstain, 2. Thank you. The recommendation has been carried through. City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On page number 69, item number 7, adoption of a second generation strategic asset management plan and generation integrated asset management plan. Committee recommends.
Thank you. There are no speakers. Are the recommendation agreed, councillors? Thank you, City Manager.
Page 71, item number 8, request for authority for financial contribution towards the municipal park infrastructure to support the Kiba Gorge Business Estate Development in line with the approved development charges policy. Committee recommends.
Are the recommendation agreed, councillors?
Agreed.
Thank you, City Manager.
That now takes me to page 75, item number 9, draft 2024 calendar of council and committee meetings. Committee recommends.
Thank you very much. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
Yes, Councillor Madlala?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I don't know, I think I was supposed to be a speaker on this item. I'm not sure, but what we wanted to propose was that we adopt the calendar in principle, but there are areas that we think needs to be tinkered with, especially seeing that next year is an election year. You'll find that you'll have that problem if you have not tinkered with some of the issues. So we are proposing that we adopt the calendar as it is now, but come the meeting of January, the calendar then comes back with the changes that we are going to propose through the party whips.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, councillors. Are the recommendation agreed with that?
Speaker,
Agreed.
if what Councillor Madlala is proposing is adopted, it then means considering this item now is a waste of time. Why don't you then defer this whole item so that it comes back for approval in January? We can't approve something now knowing full well that we're going to interfere with it or amend it next month, the following month.
Yeah, because the point brought by Councillor Madlala is that next year we are going to national and provincial elections. Most political parties might have some issues with the calendar as appears here today. Now, I do get the point by Madlala. It's the very same time, Councillor Nyambose, the point you are raising that maybe, because the issue here is the date of elections, the announcement of the dates. Because we might have a program on the date of the election approved here, and the fact that on that day we can't be here. Now, I understand the point. Can I persuade council? Can I persuade council that we defer this item and consider it next year in our first meeting if conditions allows us? Can we agree with that?
Supported. Supported.
Agreed.
Supported.
Yeah, thank you. It means we are going to defer this item to our next council next year, because even if we approve it here, definitely it's going to change. Thank you very much. Let's process, City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are on page 76, approval of the eThekwini Municipalities 22-23. Sorry, page 76, item number 10, approval of the eThekwini Municipalities 2022-2023 top strategic risks. Committee recommends.
That is page 76, eh?
Yes.
Item 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, City Manager. Are the recommendation agreed, councillors?
Agreed.
Thank you. Sempele.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Page 77, item number 11, report on the process undertaken to attract investment into the eThekwini municipality for the manufacturing and delivery of 300 midi-buses for public transport service delivery. Committee recommends.
Thank you, City Manager. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed?
Agreed.
No.
Thank you. That is the end of the second of the first subcommittee agenda.
No, it's not.
Councillor Pegler?
You got speakers there on point 11, Speaker.
No, I don't, Speaker.
Yes, you did. I checked it beforehand.
Yeah, no,
I'm not the Councillor Madlala. I know I'm there.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
take chances. I went to go and do my homework.
The reason why I don't see that your name has been typed.
Yeah, I'm very
small,
neat.
Very small font.
I'm very neat.
Apologies for that. Let me take Councillor back there. It was my mistake not seeing your name. Let's take that debate. Councillor Bert.
Apology accepted. Thank you, Chair. You know, when you walk on the farm and you see a bull standing there and it's got a
Order,
ring,
order.
you don't, why would you jump the fence and hit the bull with your hand on the back? Because you know what's going to happen. Now, this is one of those days. We're jumping into something which we actually know nothing about. The municipality actually comes and they, in the report says, we've never done a venture like this before, but we're going to do it. They don't tell us who they're going to have the venture with, to the point where we said it's our original equipment manufacturer, but that equipment manufacturer is not in the business of building buses. This manufacturer is in the business of building trailers, not buses. We don't know who this person is. We don't know where they're going to build it. We don't even know who they're partnering with. Because the report says they're partnering with the biggest manufacturer of minibuses in the world. Now, the bigger manufacturer of minibuses in the world is in China. If that is so, how is it that 14 of the buses will be coming from the UK? Unless China has taken over the UK, that's also not impossible. And then one would say, now these buses are coming here, who's going to operate them? Because there's no municipal entity that runs buses. So are we going to be replacing the Transnet fleet, who owe us money, with 300 new buses? We also don't know that. And then one would have to ask, why is Go Durban not on the go yet? Because we all know what the challenge is there, the taxi industry. Then you go to Santaku and you ask Santaku, so what do you think about these 300 new minibuses that are going to be arriving? And Santaku says, we don't know about this. You see now that bull is slowly turning your side before you even clapped him. Because now you got the taxi industry, you want to put 300 minibuses in direct competition with the current transport industry, and you think nothing's going to happen. No, doesn't sound right to me. You know, if people still came and said, yes, Toyota or one of those that we know, and you say, we've got an arrangement with these people, or they supply us already, but now you want to come and put a bus in that nobody knows what it looks like, you don't know if it's going to work, and now you've got 300 of them, and you're the only entity that's got them. So when they break, you can only fix that one. It's not like Toyota where you can go and say, give me the next part, and your vehicle runs. Now you're parking them off like all these other specials that park off because now suddenly there's no support for it. It doesn't make sense. When you start buying a vehicle for about 2/3 of the price of a Toyota, surely you should ask yourself, why would it be that cheap? Because of the quality. So, you know, Speaker, listening to that, I've already explained to you, there's quite a bit of problems coming here. Before you even started, there's problems coming.
On a point of order, Speaker. Point of order, Speaker. No. Speaker? No. Don't allow that, Speaker. The mayor is not on the list, and what you are doing now is out of order. The
What have
mayor
done?
is not on the list, and he will not speak.
What have
I
done?
saw what they are doing.
No.
Speaker.
Yes.
I-request yami kuwe ngoba at least une-legislature ekuprotectayo ukuthi umhlangano urana kanjani. Ngiyakwazi
Akusiyo legislature, legislation.
ungakuvumeli kube khona umuntu othi esemhlanganweni
Order.
angakuhloniphi speaker. Ivamisile leni masikulo mhlangano njalo i-DA ine-privilege kuwena. And this allowing these to them izogcina yenza ungahlonipheki ngoba abakuhloniphi menza kanje. Fanele umuntu athole i-right before akhulume, ngingabe ume ethanda ukukhuluma vele axoshe imic nje akhulumile wabe ngikucela speaker.
Ungawuhloniphi umhlangano lento eniyenzayo.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Councillor Pili.
Yeah.
Councillor Pili. Order.
Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor Pili. Councillor Pili.
Somlomo.
I think Councillor Pili has appealed that if you want to order Ndlovu. Order. Let me address.
Order.
No. Lower your hand. Councillor Pili, if you want to speak in council, you raise your hand, then you'll be recognized. Don't just grab the mic without the point. Councillor Ndlovu?
Somlomo, abanye bethu asifundanga ey'koleni zabelungu. Singahlekisi ngokuthi amagama siwabize kanjani la. Asilingani indlela esikhuluma ngayo. So ngiyacela masila singabuyisi ngabanye abantu ukuthi babiza kanjani amagama esilungu. Asihlali nabelungu, sihlali nabantu abamnyama.
Thank you. Back to proceed.
Yeah,
Order,
thank you,
order,
Speaker.
order. Back is on the floor.
Fortunately,
Order, councillors, order.
fortunately, during the break, I went to make sure that my name is on the list. That's why I knew where it was. So I know who the other speakers are. So I know that I'm all right with that. The mayor wasn't there. That I could see. I know exactly who the part. And Councillor Viswan has left already, so he's not going to speak.
But Councillor
I know
Beck,
it
you are
was.
raising an unnecessary matter.
Yes, exactly.
You see in my list, I even omitted you because I didn't see your name.
I'm happy.
I only read one speaker, Councillor Reid, and that was on record.
I've got it.
Now to me, it's an insult. It's an insult because I read the names. It means in my record, there were no speakers. Even yourself, you had to bring to my attention that you are in the speaker. Now, how Councillor Kaonde would have been included by magic or by miracle? Because it's not here. It's an insult to me what you are saying. Because when public say I'm on record here, it's wrong. I don't take it nice. Thank you. Proceed, Councillor Beck.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Yes, and with that interruption, one would have to say, taking into consideration how the IRPTN, the Go Durban is standing, our inability to actually control the taxi industry as it stands, even if vehicles are off the road and not roadworthy, and then introducing another 300 vehicles into that same segment is setting up to fail. Until such time as there's clarity on this, that we know who these people are, what their track record is, what backup systems they have, until such time as we know that the rest of the transport industry has been informed and they are au fait with this, until such time, the DA will not support this. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillors,
Order, Speaker.
let me have the screen.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order.
Speaker, I'm rising on a point of order. I'm really, Speaker, disappointed. In fact, Councillor Pili, finally I withdraw, I apologize. In the middle of a debate, we come out with a very serious allegation that two most prominent leaders of this council, being Mayor and the Speaker, bashushumbisa ngamanye amandla bayakhuluda ukuthi umeya akhulume enganale ilungelo lokukhuluma. It's not only an insult to you, Speaker, but it is an insult to this council. Ukuthi kusho ukuthi every time noma someday uke wabona kuba khona ukushushumbisa okwenzakalayo phakathi kwakho nomeya, bengifisa ukuthi awahoxisa amagama akhe axolise not only to you and the mayor but to the council as well. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Councillor Hlengwa, your point of order is sustained. You are correct. As I've already reprimanded Councillor Pili, and he has apologized openly for what has happened. I think everyone saw that. But your point of order is sustained. Councillors, are the recommendation agreed? Right, let me take the screen.
Point of order, Speaker.
Councillor,
You are singing for yourself. Point of order.
Councillor Ngwengwe.
No, Somlomo. Ngicabanga ukuthi sisanda kuphasisa umthetho okuyiphatha la. Njengoba ukhuluma uKhansela uBhili meze usikhomba kanje angiboni ukuthi ukusihlonipha lokho.
Oh. Okay. Councillor Pili, I never saw you because I was addressing this side. But can you refrain doing that?
Point of order, Speaker.
Can we refrain, because Councillor Mgwengwe is saying while I was talking, you were making some gestures. Please refrain doing that. Councillors, let me have the screen. Those who are in support of the motion, item 11, page 77. Those in support?
Buka nje uyaqhubeka Billy kodwa uyaqhubeka.
Those in support? Please raise your vote and make sure that have been counted. Thank you. Send right. Yeah, those who are voting against? Those who are voting against? Thank you. Those who abstain? Is that right? Thank you. Those who are in support of the recommendation, 116. Those who are against, 43. Those who abstain, 2. Thank you. Councillors will now move to the second supplementary agenda. I will request the mayor to table the report.
Asibonge Somlomo. Sicela ke ukuthi sethule umbiko wesigungu esiphezulu sikamasipala waseThekwini swethule kulomkhandlu wakho ohloniphekileyo namhlanje. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much, His Worship. City Manager.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are now going to go through the third report of the Executive Committee from their meeting, which was held on the 11th of the 12th, 2023. Item number 1 on page 3 is the request for approval of 2023-2024 budget reprioritization, revised grants allocation, and approved 2022-2023 rollover grants. Committee recommends.
Councillors, I will take hands from the floor because it's an item that I gave you a chance to caucus during the lunch. I'm sure we have already agreed who are going to speak on the item. I will just take hands from the floor. Councillor Bekte, number 1. Councillor Mia, number 2. Yes, Peter Beasley. Yes, number 3. I want to make sure that I don't leave anyone. There is Councillor Madlala, number 4, Deputy Mayor, number 5, the Mayor, number 6. In that order.
Nkomeni, number 7.
Bangaphakamisanga, bangaphakamisanga.
Anginesha mfethu.
Bangaphakamisanga uyangirobha nje Nkomeni, azange
Lokho
uziphakamise.
kusile mfethu kusangothini.
Ulinda mase ngiqeda ukukhomba usuyaphakamisa ngoba ufuna
Salo sengiphi,
ufuna ukudala ichaos.
Salusongephi.
Kodwa ngoba uyaphakamisa will accommodate you.
Thank you, Speaker.
Councillor Pector.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, gone are the days of merely tweaking the budget as we saved €1 million there and a few rand by renegotiating, using collective buying power or receiving a credit for a timely payment. Today we will be taking billions, and why? More than likely because people have dropped the ball. We're negligent. Not that anything negative is going to happen or befall them, as one thing this municipality is actually very good at is doing nothing when somebody hasn't done anything, or delays in submission, or just another don't care about deadlines. Another 203 million in grant funding lost, but hey, who worries? We'll just put it on ice for another year, let it roll over. What's the difference? It's only people that are waiting. Who worries about skills development, neighborhoods development, urban settlements, informal settlements, transport development? We're actually creating real jobs instead of the Jobs for Pals EPWP projects. So hey, we wanted to secure that 32 million for the public employment project. No mention that was only a little too late, as we literally spent more than that we had to give. But everyone might have benefited in the long run. But this Christmas, some will actually be sitting with empty stomachs because of that 32 million that came too late. It also doesn't mean every household will have water this festive season. For as much as the 1.5 billion of the disaster grant was rolled over, it all still boils down to officials taking too long to determine what was needed and the system to implement timely. Which begs the question whether we will in fact be able to spend the remaining 1.296 billion as provided for in the 22-23 budget. Although one would have to speculate when the relief for the 22 storm will arrive, reputedly the worst in the city's history, as this report consistently seems to refer to relief for the 2029 floods. So can we assume safely that there's even a larger amount in the pipeline for the 2022 flood relief? For as we talk and speculate, the results of what the 22 storm uncovered, the reality of shallow, buried crumbled water and sewage infrastructure, the result of which manifests in recent beach water testing, rendering 65% of the city's beaches, the bathing beaches, and 50% of the other beaches closed this past weekend. This while the school holidays takes in effect less than 48 hours from now. In case somebody wants to look, the latest results for the 11th of December are out, and it confirms exactly what I said here. On a somewhat more positive, we note and congratulate the city on its achievement at the recent Salga Games, though not losing sight of the fact that this very budget requires approval of an additional 3.8 million towards same, the content of which being unclear as contributing whether it's something that's already spent or whether it's destined to spend on hosting the Games in 2024. Because in this city, it's actually extremely difficult to determine reality from fantasy. In reality, competence managers actually apply their minds, taking variables and contingencies into account when it comes to the budgeting process. So why then do we find ourselves under budget by 147 million? Why then do we have unfunded a wish list as long as the mayor's arm with a figure of 384.7 million that relates to annual license fees, fuel shortfalls, security costs, telephone cost, maintenance? But speaking of the mayor, you have to agree the man has style. Always dressed to the nines. A world traveler of note with stamps in his passport to confirm trips to Copenhagen, United Kingdom, Europe, possibly even China, definitely Russia. And who can forget that recent accolade bestowed him in the United States? Why, just days ago he was noted enjoying palatial surrounds in the Drakensberg. But being king of the hill, top of the heap, doesn't come cheap. At least not for the ratepayers of the city. As contained in this very budget under the heading Mayor Parlour, you will find reprioritization of 500,000 for foreign accommodation, another 500,000 for local air travel, 600,000 for building maintenance, and no less than 2.5 million for hire charges. But it appears it doesn't go to travel alone. It doesn't travel alone, as the intergovernmental relations reprioritized 386,000, sorry, millions is where the mayor comes in, from poverty relief to cover 106,000 rand for foreign accommodation and 220,000 for gifts. Now where, on what, and with whom this was spent is as secret as what happens there. As to date, the mayor is yet to table any report to this council for consideration, debate or approval. What else hides within these pages? Community participation, spent 4.9 million on catering, 82.7 million for the hire of water tankers. This while the city brought new and are supposedly running a fleet of over 150 of its own tankers. Those in water-deprived wards will confirm that they are rarely sighted. Here we refer to areas like KwaMashu that stands to be deprived of 13 million for the wastewater treatment works, spec tractors and accepted delivery, only to realize that these tractors actually were delivered without tow bars. Now we have to put them on additionally. How did that happen? How can the installation of nice-to-have statues of 3.9 million take preference over the maintenance and repair of a museum like Cato Manor, or the replacement of the roof over the Mamsentoti Library that has remained unused since before COVID struck, depriving residents and learners the safety of a safe and fine environment? How do you not foresee fuel increases? How do you fail to budget for this literally across all departments? Why don't you reduce unnecessary travel, after-hour and private use of vehicles? As departments such as City Fleet, PRC, bus operators, community and emergency service, agri-economy, to name but a few, require extra 6.2 million, 1.7 million, 4.2 million, and 355,000 to get it done. Maybe you have generators running for load shedding to be alleviated, proudly brought to you by the ANC. We consider it extremely unfair and professional that this document was literally circulated during this meeting. There's absolutely no way that 221 councillors could have had this under eye. Despite the mayor grandstanding, the state of the city, he cannot deny that we are in arrears by 37 billion. The DA foresaw these problems. We warned, we begged, we pleaded. The Democratic Alliance, for these reasons, as well as a list of other concerns contained in these pages, will for the moment abstain from this matter and leave it to the new council that would emerge in the ashes of 2024 to address this. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Councillor Mayor.
Ngiyabonga Speaker, seyikhuluma kakhulu uKhansela. Wazwa ntshontsha nokunye. No, Honorable Speaker, we support this reprioritization of this budget as the economic freedom fighters. All the items listed here are very important. However, we have reservations. We note that there is a backlog in terms of building houses, but we're still worried that even those houses, if they are built, we don't even know who their beneficiaries are. There is no housing list. We've been calling for housing lists forever, and it falls to deaf ears. And I think it's one of those issues that perpetuates housing invasion, because we don't even know who are the beneficiaries of those houses. So these are our concerns as economic freedom fighters, not that we don't support. Coming to the issue of parks, I think parks is in ICU. There is no oversight there. You just drive around. Unfortunately, some of you, they go this way and that way. You don't pass Montclair grounds. You don't go to Wamashu, Inanda. You're always in cozy and bodyguards. You know, we are on foot. We see this thing. It's really in ICU. There is no political oversight. There is absolutely nothing. You're looking at swimming pools, grounds that we grew up playing in Wentworth, Chappies League, Today, they are just the den of drugs in front of our political leaders. And you come here, you grandstand. This is what Ngole Masondo Sondo did. And it's really unfair to all of us, including the community of eThekwini. Honorable Speaker, I've personally challenged one of the district managers of parks. I asked her that what this overtime you guys are looking for? Show me where you've been working from Monday to Friday before you even request to work on Saturday and Sundays. Take me around, I will drive with you from Malvan, wherever you are deployed. She couldn't tell me because there is none. There is completely no oversight. People don't want to work here at eThekwini. Officials are just in holidays. And it's a fact. Those are our concerns. Coming to EPWP, we support that. It must come back. However, we've said it before, that we want the EPWP and PEP program to be cleaned. There are spooks there, but also turn into blind eye. We want that program to be cleaned, to be proper, so that we don't get these unqualified audits and this and that. It's really embarrassing to all of us who are part of this council, because history will judge us in the end of the day. So we want those things to be cleaned.
Your time is expired, Councillor Mia. Councillor Peace.
Oh, there was a 1 minute donated by DA, you never...
Councillor Peace.
Speaker, we believe it is grossly unfair to the residents and businesses of eThekwini that so little time is given to councillors to apply our minds to this crucial matter. As such, as Action SA, we will abstain. But I do want to highlight that the beaches, the majority of beaches are all closed due to the sewage crisis, which continues unabated. What is so wrong to the residents and tourists, including young children who swim at our beaches?
Point of order, Councillor Peace. Councillor Madlala.
I'm rising on this rule around. I just missed my rules of order book here. I think it was misplaced. But there's a rule there about misleading council. Councillor Beasley is misleading council and those who are listening when he's saying the majority of our beaches are closed. That is not true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your point of order is sustained, Councillor Madlala, because as per the latest figures released, yes, it's not true.
It is true.
Figures.
Can I share the latest readings?
No. Councillor Beasley, can you proceed with your debate, but don't say in council things that are not factual. Proceed.
I'll say it again, the majority of beaches are closed. And what is so wrong is that we are putting the residents...
Point of order, Speaker. Point of order.
Lala?
No, Councillor Beasley. The fact that I misplaced my rule of order book does
But
not...
we understand the point
does not allow
is
him
correct, yeah.
to lie. No, these are the rules, Speaker.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to lie to council. Now, after I've corrected him, he wants to insist on lying to council. Our majority of Pisha value. As of information here yesterday, he's lying. Thank you.
Yeah, Councillor Madlala, your point of order is sustained. And Councillor Beasley, if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, we are going to lose your opportunity to speak. Don't say something that against the rules. Because if you are saying, listen, order, councillors, order. If we are saying majority of our beaches are closed, you know very well that is not true. You know that it is true. That's not politics when it's unnecessary. At this point in time, please focus on the debate. Don't say things in council that are not factual.
Point of order, Speaker.
I'm appealing. Proceed.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order.
I'm rising on the same rule that Madlala misplaced. It might well be that the majority of beaches are open, but the reality is the majority of beaches should be closed as per the latest figures.
Councillor Nyambo, so your point of order is overruled. Councillor Beasley, proceed. Order, councillors, order. Beasley.
Yeah, so the point that I'm just wanting to make, I think it's just shocking that we can put the lives of residents and tourists, particularly young children, at risk while the sewage crisis continues. And that this is a responsibility of this ANC led council, and we should hang our heads in shame that we are putting young children's lives at risk, and it is totally unacceptable.
Thank you very much, Councillor Komeni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As the ATM, we note with concern that every time when we speak of a budget, there's a particular caucus that will never support that budget. But it will be the first ones to criticize that budget. And of course, look for their friends like the recent councillor who just spoke now. And we as the ATM, we feel that the reprioritization is indeed necessary and we support it. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Komeni. Councillor Hloko Madlala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as the ANC, we are fully aware of the challenges that, service delivery challenges that our city is faced with. And we do not only mourn and complain about them, we are working on the ground to fix some of them. We bring reports to this council and will persuade parties to work with us to support the budget, to deal with those issues. And we know what happens. Usually, the Blue Party across will not support that budget, but then they will then come back and be a leaderboard in terms of announcing where the problems are. But as a party in council, they are not working with us to try and fix those problems, but maybe it's their brand of politics. The issue of this budget reprioritization is visited upon us by two main factors. One is that the National Treasury announced austerity measures a while back. And as part of that, nationwide, they withdraw some of the funding that they made available to municipalities and some government departments. Now, in line with that, we need then, in terms of your good financial management principles, to then come back and reprioritize our budget to be in line with the reduced financial resources that we now find ourselves with. If we don't do that, you'll find that our budget will no longer be funded because the wish list on the budget will not match the money available to do that. Now, any person who's interested in the well-being of the organization financially will understand that happens. Whether it's in the private sector, it's your own business or government, that happens. If you had this amount of money and this amount of things to do, if your money has been reduced, you must then reprioritize the needs so that they match. Now, that is the first reason. The second reason is that we have an issue that we need to work with the national government to fix. The disarticulation between our budget cycles between the national government and cities sometimes lead to some of these problems. Like, for instance, we had to ask for rollovers on some of the funds that were made available for the city because they were made available just 2 or 3 months before the end of our financial year. Now, within those 3 months, you can't do your procurement and do all of these things because then you could do your Section 36 or other things, but the opposition parties and other people frown upon those as prone to corruption and all of those things. Now we had to go back to National Treasury and ask for a rollover of that to allow ourselves to follow our procurement processes in a transparent manner that is going to ensure that we don't fall prey to corruption and all of those things. Now, in doing that, and the amount of rollover that was made available to us then affected the original budget. Then if you are doing that, You then need to go back and reprioritize so that you are in line, you are able to align your priorities, your new priorities, and the financial resources that are present. Now, that is good financial management principles, and we must support that. Now, the comparison that is being made by people like Councillor Berchte, where you take one extreme against another extreme, works if you are just grandstanding for the people who don't understand council processes and all of that. But it will not work where we are seated, because you can have two priorities here and be unfair as some parties have been. For instance, when we were faced with the floods and the recovery from the floods, we had priorities where the people of Emolweni, for instance, had no access, they were unreachable. So the priority there would be to open up those roads and to build bridges and to ensure that that community is connected to the rest of the city. The people of Mlazi, through that bridge, had to be reconnected and all of that. Now, when we were doing that, we were reprioritizing money that originally we have set for something else. For instance, community services and governance and HR lost a lot of budget through that process, because we, in the bigger scheme of things, the processes of the priorities of these departments paled in comparison to the calamity that was out there. Now, later on the year, when we found that there was not money allocated for the fixing of the beachfront pools, everyone was coming down hard on us to say, hey, we can't even open the swimming pools and all of those things. But you were part of the processes that were reprioritizing money, taking money away from those departments and putting it where we had all agreed that it's a crisis situation. So that's unfair, some of the people who are in this chamber with can be. But comparing these two things does not make sense if you have not done your procurement processes and finalized them. Because I can say that if you are comparing between someone who's homeless today and painting of the hall, the painting of the hall will pale in comparison. But if someone who's homeless, the procurement processes have not been done thoroughly there, no matter how much I want to help that project, it will not go on, because if you have not completed those processes, then you will lose out. You'll end up not doing both projects. So this reprioritization is in line with everything, and we support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor.
Siyabonga Somlomo. Ukuhlengahlengiswa kohlahlomali kuzosilekelela kakhulu, ngoba umkhankaso esikuwo okuwumsebenzi ekufanele siwenze okunikeza i-service delivery kuzoyisheshisa. Kodwa ke angeke kuze kusimangaze, futhi akusimangazi namanje kukhona abangaphesheya kulolu daba, ngoba siyazi ukuthi abanayo i-interest yokuthi silungise izimo eziningi abantu bakithi abahlala ngaphansi kwazo ezadalwa yibona. Kodwa kubalekile ukuthi mangabe sulibheka eduzane sibuke futhi ukuthi sikhalile njengamakhansela, sikhala ngezinto ezifana ne-overtime lapha yaka-water, ngoba iqiniso lithi ka-water ama-issues akhona a-complex. Enye inselelo kade sibhekana nayo inselelo yokuthi uma ngabe sidinga abasebenzi ukuthi bayolekelela lapha engekho khona amanzi, inkinga ukuthi i-overtime ibingekho, ibingasilekeleli.
Your time is up, Deputy Mayor.
Siyalisupporta kakhulu.
Thank you.
Siyabonga.
His Worship. His Worship.
Asibonge Somlomo. Thank you very much. Firstly, since Somlomo, Councillor Berke also touched on how I dress, I think I should venture to that strongly, because I want to thank this municipality for donating the blazer that he is wearing. Because without that blazer, he come on shirt and he doesn't adhere to the decorum of this house. So this municipality, through its indigent policy, it has donated to Councillor Berke. So at least our indigent works very well. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Firstly, let me start by, Honorable Speaker, let me start by, Okay, can I proceed?
Yeah,
I thought
proceed.
it's out
Order,
of- I'm
councillors,
out of
order.
order.
Wawusuba personal kangaka, Mayor.
Honorable Speaker, let me start by clarifying one issue. eThekwini is continuing to position itself at the international stage because we have a firm belief that we are a city that can be compared with other cities of the world. And we firmly believe that we are a tourist city that must continue to attract tourists from all corners of the globe. So therefore, it necessitates that this city continues to be part of international organizations like C40 Cities, UCLG, and many other organizations where we sit. And when we attend those conferences, we are unlike maybe some of your organizations or other cities. When we get there, we occupy the center stage. We debate, we are in panels, we make contributions to shape the world and to shape how Africa should position itself at global politics, at geopolitics. So it's very important that you understand that if you want to limit us not to engage on international trips on the basis that we are wasting money, no, we are not wasting money. We are repositioning this city to occupy its rightful position. So if that pains you, because there are many things that pains you, there are many things I'm going to say that will pain you. Let me continue. The reprioritization budget, I think Councillor Madlala put it correctly, that we are not inventing the wheel, but all what transpired is that we did not spend money, but National Treasury decided in all municipalities to withdraw and reduce some of the grants. So I think that point has been covered very well. I don't know about the new council in 2024. You are still dreaming, I assume, because it's national and provincial elections next year. Then the issue of the backlog on houses, we fully agree that there is a backlog. I was hoping that Councillor Mia, when he was making his input, he will also input that there have been some workshops conducted by the cluster to attempt to address some of these challenges. So I thought that you are part and parcel of the cluster through the chairperson so that you understand what we intend doing to address some of the challenges that you are raising. Let me also raise the issue that, Honorable Speaker, we are not worried about. There are many beaches in eThekwini, more than any other city in this country, that are open. Beaches. Yes, beaches. There are many beaches in this city that operates more than any other city in the country. So if you say, I've got new statistics here, the new results. Those results have cleared many beaches. That is why we corrected Honorable Councillor from Action SA when he claimed that more beaches are closed. And we must remind you that the same language that was spoken last year, there was not even a single case of cholera in this city. When people claimed that our beaches were dirty, had E. coli, high levels and all of that. So we close beaches when we identify a challenge and we reopen them. This is what is going to pain you. Even if in this city we remain with 10 beaches operating, those will be the majority in the country because there's no city that will be boasting with such a number of beaches operational. So as we are standing now beyond 18, 19, 20 beaches opened out of 23, it actually tells you that this city is working, this city attracts tourists, and it's gonna pain you. Drive your cars, drive along look at the hotels, and the numbers of the hotels, hotel occupancy will tell you that the tourism sector is recouping itself. So sitike thina somlomo, asesabi, abavakashi bazofika edolobheni lethu kodwa akayeke ukhansela Berge namanye amakhansela ukuthi azenze ama-expect ama-result amabhishi. Bakhona abantu abanegunya lokwenza lokho ama-officials ngoba these results they fluctuate on daily basis. So it may happen that you post the result, but today those results are no longer the same. So it's important not to put yourself into something that you may not manage and understand very well. So it's important to allow the scientist, you are not a scientist, let's allow the scientist to issue the result to clear our pitches, not Councillor Berge. Hambo biza ma-public meetings lawa o disciplinelwa wona ngawabizi endaweni ohlala kuyona. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Councillors, thank you. Thank you. Are the recommendations agreed?
No.
May I have the screen, please? May we have a screen? Councillors, those who are in support of the recommendation, raise your boards, please, and make sure that we are counted. Qinisekisa ukuthi ubaliwe. Thank you. Those who are voting against? Those who vote against, please raise your hands. Right? Thank you. Those who abstain? Thank you very much. And then answer any number. Thank you, councillors. Those who are in support of the recommendation, 114. Those who are against, 43. Those who abstain, 3. Recommendation are being carried through. Thank you very much. We are now, we will now move to the third report, but the third report have just arrived now. I believe everyone could all the, okay, that's fine. This is in committee? Okay. I'm getting assistance from my team that no, yes, the report has arrived, but we must deal with the MPEC report first before we deal with the in-committee after we've exhausted all the matters. Thank you for that assistance. We are going back to the MPEC report. We're going back to the MPEC report. The MPEC report is attached in the council agenda. I will invite the chair of the MPEC to present the report. Oh, I remember there was a leave of absence for Councillor Oma, is not well.
I'm going to give the report.
Who in the committee is going to present the report?
Barbara.
Councillor Barbara Fontaine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please can the House received the report of the impact? It's on page, I don't know what page.
Okay, but they've got the agenda. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Fontaine. Councillors, they are speakers.
What page?
They are speakers on the report. The report is on, yeah, but there's no page here. Yeah, the page is not written. Yeah, it's no page, but if you go with the report, you'll see it. The only thing you see there is that AS/JS. Then the date, yeah. There are no numbering in that report. It's something that have to be corrected, Secretariat.
After page 25.
Yeah. Umadala just after page 25. But there are no numbering. But let's correct that in future, Secretariat. All report to council, we have to number them, so that is easy to follow. Then MPEC report, there are 2 speakers.
Chair,
That order.
Speaker, may I please say something before those speakers come in?
Councillor Paisley?
Speaker, there is a request for your indulgence by Councillor Fontaine.
May I say a few things before you take Councillor Beasley, Mr. Speaker?
Okay.
Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, yes. You can say something.
I just wanted to bring to your attention what is the role of MPAC, and Mr. Beasley is also a member of that committee, that the municipality must recover unauthorized, irregular, or fruitless and wasteful expenditure from the person liable for that expenditure, unless the expenditure in the case of unauthorized expenditure is unauthorized in an adjustment budget or certified by the municipal council after an investigation by the council committee as irrecoverable and written off by the council, and in the case of irregular and fruitless and wasteful expenditure is after an investigation by a council committee certified by the council as irrecoverable and written off by the council. I wanted to just bring that to the attention of the House, that we don't take this job very lightly, and the reasons why we write off and why we ask for some expenditure to be written off is specifically for these reasons. It's not because we are willy-nilly and we are careless. We apply our minds to it. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. Maybe before I check speakers, there's a correction. There was an omission here. It's Councillor Beasley, Councillor Ndlovu from EFF, and Councillor Kaunda. I omitted Councillor Ndlovu. First speaker.
Speaker, it is inconceivable that MPAC would recommend the write-off of 4.2 million in interest and penalties paid on an overdue account. Interest and penalties is the purest form of fruitless and wasteful expenditure, and there was zero value received by the residents. This recommendation by MPAC highlights again how ineffective MPAC has become. Just like this ANC-led caucus, MPAC continues to fail the residents and businesses of eThekwini.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ndlovu.
Ngiyabonga Somlomo, noma ngingamzwanga lo okhulumile ukhansela. Somlomo kulesikhathi esikusona njengamanje sizama ngayo yonke indlela ukuphuma ezintweni zobandlululo. Sizama ngayo yonke indlela to recover even kwizinto ezenziwe ezasibuyisela emumva kubandlululo, kodwa kubonakala sengathi Somlomo kulendlu kukhona abantu nje who are just consistent in terms of criticizing everything and anything enziwa ilomkhandlu abayingxenye yawo. Lokho akusiphathi kahle. Sikushayela ihlombe ukubona kupendwa laphana amabhishi ingane zethu izokwazi ukuenjoy ngoba ezabo basho bona ngoba zibhukude emagcekeni thina singakwazi ukufaka ama swimming pool emagcekeni ethu. Point of order, Speaker. Point of
Thank
order,
you.
Speaker. But angikho lapho
Point of
kakhulu.
order, point of order, point of order.
I am here
Point
on
of
this
order.
report.
Point of order.
Kahle
Pili.
Bill. Kahle Bill.
No, Speaker, we were just confused as to where exactly the Speaker is on the agenda because he's talking about
Kahle
something else.
Bill. Kahle wena.
If maybe you can just clarify
Kahle
exactly
wena.
what ukhuluma ngani.
Fundo
ngoba-
kulinda.
Your
Ah,
confusion is
nakhuluma
natural.
ngani,
Order,
ayikho
order,
ku-agenda.
order.
Ngathomlungu.
Councillor Pili, your point of order is overruled. We are on MPEC report.
Thank you very much, Somlomo. Ngilapho on the MPEC report. Ngicabanga ukuthi njenge economic freedom fighters izinto lezi ezibalekile next year okufanele sisebenze kakhulu kuzona to change isimo indlela imali ezisebenza ngaso in eThekwini municipality. Again, if you look at this report, ikhuluma ngokuthi there was no value for money, and we are hoping that the board, disciplinary board, will be able to take decisive decision, bring those recommendations or whatever decisions that they've taken to this council, so that at least we are able to safeguard imali zabakhokumentela baseThekwini and make sure ukuthi ama officials that continue to misuse or abuse imali zaseThekwini kuyagayideka Somlomo moving forward. Thank you very much, Somlomo.
Thank you very much. Councillor Kaunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Firstly, as ANC, we welcome the report and we respect councillors who are deployed to serve in this committee led by its chair, deputy chair, and all members. They do have expertise to deal with all issues that are brought before them. So any attempt to try and undermine their capacity and capabilities, we reject that, and we understand that these cadres of the movement and all comrades who serve in that committee, they are deployed because they do possess necessary skills to serve in that committee. Hence, we take serious all the reports that they present before the council. We accept the recommendations and we understand the processes that are unfolding in relation to the resuscitation of the financial misconduct disciplinary board, which has been absent for quite some time, but we are starting to see the work that the board is doing to bring those officials who are responsible so that they can account for their actions. And we also recognize that there is no reason why they should reject writing off or acknowledging that if there was any value for money in all exercise that has been conducted by the departments, they should accept that as a committee because they base it whether there was a fruitless exercise or indeed there was value for money. So it's important that we support the report, Honorable Speaker. The fight against fraud and corruption is the fight that is ongoing. It's not the fight that you can just say we have really dealt with. So it is a process going forward and people need to understand that. But I was trying to hear what my colleague was saying from Action SA. I think accenting dide kakhulu bengizama ukulalelisisa kahle ngizama ukuzwa kodwa ngamuzwa nje sengathi uthi we are letting down people of eThekwini. This city still continues to attract investments. There's new investment that will be the Beechwood development. There's new development as we speak at Shongweni, the West Town investment, the Giba George investment. There are many investors that are coming to our city. All what we need to do is to unite and understand that our role as councillors is not to talk badly about the city, but it is to ensure that we acknowledge challenges, we claim no easy victories, but we deliver services to our residents. And we are proud of the record of our recovery for the floods. Many bridges, as we speak, are being repaired, roads are being repaired, water infrastructure and sanitation is being repaired, and we are hopeful that the money that National Treasury has approved for the rollover, we are able to spend it as we have been designing all the plans to respond to that, and we are not confused on our plans, what needs to be done. We know what to be done. So therefore, as ANC, we accept this report and will continue to accept the recommendations by this committee that we respect. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Councillors, are the recommendation noted?
Noted.
Thank you very much.
No. Speaker, we don't accept the report. Voting
Yeah, it's
against
for
it.
noting, it's for noting. Yeah. Councillors will now move to item 13. There are no notice of motions. We explained that we are going to attend to all the notice of motion in our first meeting at the beginning of the year. There's no report from the mayor in terms of the Municipal Financial Management Act.
Oh, sorry, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Yes, I did indicate that there's a report on MFMA.
Oh, there's a report, okay. Let's take the report from the mayor. Item 14.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We acknowledge all present, Sanbona. From the outset, Honorable Speaker, we wish to congratulate all the athletes from eThekwini Municipality who participated in the SALGA KZN Games, as we have done. And we, the council, give them the heroic welcome. All our youngsters, they brought these medals, 9 silver medals out of 13 and 8 gold medals out of 13. And we became the overall winners. As a result of their stellar performance, eThekwini became the overall winners of the games, bringing home those medals. This team deserves a huge round of applause, and their continued success speaks volumes about the investment the city is making in sport development, and most importantly, in building sport facilities in township and in rural areas. Honorable Speaker, we must also congratulate both our entities, ICC Inkosi Albert Lutuli, International Convention Center, as well as Shaga Marine.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order.
The mayor is presenting his report in terms of the MFMA, but I don't think that any councillor here has a copy of that report. How are we going to engage the report if we don't have it?
Okay, okay. Let me. Unfortunately, the Secretariat does not have the report as well.
Then there's no report.
I was checking with them now. They don't have the copies of the report.
No. Well, in that case, Mr. Speaker, because we can deal with that in January, when we all have that.
Yeah, I got your point, Nyambos, that the report should have been made available to all of you for you to engage. But let me check the hand before I make my response. Pemba?
No, Umdagabonge, Speaker, Samangala Nguti, agenda ye council. Angikhumbula ukuthi kusivuma unjalo masihlele emhlanje sishintsha njalo ngendlela esithanda. The agenda that is before us, the agenda esiqale ngayo sisaqhubeka ngayo. Into esibili Speaker ngicela ukuyicela, sengiyicela manje lento ngobuntu nje. Unyambosa akuhloniphe Speaker. Akhona ovelasho noma enze noma yini sikhona siyabonga.
Thank you. I'm getting an indication that councillors, the report can be emailed to all of you so that you can follow through your gadget, those who are interested, so that you follow what the mayor is saying. Belinda, can we quickly do that so that those who
No,
want
just
to
a point
follow
of clarity there, Speaker, if I may.
can follow? Yes, Nyambosa?
If I may. So if Secretariat emails this report to us now, we have to listen to the mayor, in the same vein, read the report so that we can interact with the report. How is that possible?
Yeah, we can.
Surely the mayor knew that he has a report to present here today.
Okay, let's do this, Campos. We can listen. While listening, you can make notes on areas where you want to make input. Then when you receive the email, you can also compare notes and participate in the debate. But Mayor?
Thank you, Honourable
Speaker, on a
Speaker.
point of order.
Yes, Billy?
Speaker, I'm rising on Rule 12(1)A. Rule 12(1)A, which specifically guides you on how we should deal with this meeting, particularly on the issue of the agenda and the accompanying documentations. It makes it quite clear what should happen when there is a report of this nature or any other matter that this council needs to deal with. It talks about the 72-hour period of the submission of the relevant documentation. Now, Speaker, I obviously concur with what you are trying to do, which is to try and assist the mayor. And I think all of us want to hear what the mayor has got to say. But I think it would be incorrect for you to not follow the process which is guided in these rules of order. So the correct thing to do, Speaker, would be that without the submission of the relevant report from the Speaker, from the mayor rather, to the councillors here, then that cannot proceed because that would be in breach of the rules. We don't have the report that the mayor is presenting. We are unable to engage the report so that we are able to respond accordingly to what the mayor is wanting to say here today. So the correct process, and I think legal might be able to assist you there, but I think the rules alone should be enough for you to make that decision without the assistance of legal.
Thank you very much. All councillors will receive the report. I'm sure now some of you have received it. I can confirm that you can check your gadget. The report is there. Proceed.
Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Speaker, I'm not sure if you are simply dismissing what I'm saying to you.
No. Councillor
pointed you
Pili, we have made a submission and I have made a ruling on the matter that as we speak now, I can confirm that all councillors have received the report. We will continue to receive the report because all of you now have got the report. You will be allowed to participate. Proceed, Mayor.
Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Councillor Pili, please.
Speaker, I apologize to do this, but I think the point I'm making, and I'm being very
But Billy, to continue to speak after a ruling is made is out of order. Can you please behave because I've already made a decision. But may I proceed?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. As a councillor, I've received my copy of the report that the mayor is presenting, and I recall.
Yes, Councillor Billy.
Speaker, I don't want to do this. I've raised my hand, and I pointed you to the correct rule of order. Yes,
No,
you
Billy,
can make a
Billy,
decision.
Billy, Councillor Billy, let's
Speaker,
not.
I'm requesting that you ask legal to give us guidance on that.
Listen, Billy, listen, Billy. We have raised your point. I've listened to your point. But regardless of whether you like my interpretation of the rules, my response, but unfortunately is a decision instead. For you is to accept the decision and proceed. If you are not happy with the decision, there are processes to deal with your unhappiness. Proceed, but Mayor.
Point of order, Speaker.
Point of order.
Point of order. Mr. Speaker, in presiding over these meetings, you are guided by this. Not your feelings, not your emotions. Unless you say, you can't just say I've ruled, so deal with it. Unless you say there is a specific clause here which allows you to be not in compliance with the rules, you are out of order, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, thank you, Nyambosa. The good thing about our processes, the speaker as well is subjected to some rules and regulations. If, order, if there's a view that I misinterpreted the rules, I'm making something wrong, you also have a right to challenge the speaker. But on this matter, I've already made a ruling, and my ruling is final, unfortunately. Proceed, Mayor.
But your ruling should be in line with the rules.
Proceed, Mayor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. There are ways to challenge your rulings, not here. Thank you very much. Let me proceed with the report.
Speaker, point of order, Speaker. Point of order.
Point of order.
Point of order, Speaker. Speaker, the last gentleman is right from DA that there is a rule book and you are overriding the rule book. Secondly, you are setting a precedent in this meeting. You will have a problem going forward from here onward. So you need to make a proper decision because you are overruling.
No, Councillor, you see, you are raising a point of order on a matter that I have already made a ruling. I don't want to take hands on the matter that already I've closed. Don't do that. If you feel that there's something wrong, you know what to do. Proceed, but Mayor, I'm not taking any hands on the decision made. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Both of our entities, ICC and Ushaga Marine, they've received clean audit. The ICC
Speaker.
for the 9th time or period.
Speaker.
Yes,
let
the
me
point of order.
continue.
Sorry, Speaker. Yes, point of order. Could we please have a legal opinion? Could we please have a legal opinion, Speaker?
There's no need. I rule. Proceed, Mr. Manager.
Speaker.
Yes, Mteto.
But Speaker, as councillors, we are guided by the rules and the code of conduct. You are therefore not going to subject us to something illegal because you think we're not going to be able to walk out. If you render this meeting illegal.
Nyambos.
No,
Listen.
we're not going to subject us to your
No,
feelings,
I
which are
agree.
wrong.
I agree, Nyambos. But what I'm saying is that you know that even if there's some maybe issues of interpretation on my side, I'm repeating this for the last time. I have already made a ruling on the matter. Please respect my ruling. Whether it's wrong to you or what, respect it. But if you are not happy with it, you can challenge me following proper processes. My decisions can be challenged legally or in other platforms. If there's a feeling that I misinterpreted the rules, I applied the rule wrongly, not immune, you can challenge me following proper processes. Therefore, let's not entertain this debate. Let's proceed, by Mayor, so that we close.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm not taking any hands.
No.
Proceed, by Mayor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much for being decisive. Let me continue.
Can you please close that microphone?
Presenting
Can you
the
please close
report.
that microphone?
We are taking a 10-minute caucus.
And
10-minute caucus, please.
Speaker, we're requesting a 10-minute caucus.
Not granted. Proceed.
My mic is not working.
Order.
Thank you, Honorable.
Order.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Councillors, despite the tough global economic climate, eThekwini municipality remains financially stable. And we must state to the Council that eThekwini has also scooped another unqualified audit opinion. The city's cash flows have remained resilient over the past 7 years, despite the economic pandemic, the civic unrest of 2021, and the recent floods. Although the cash on hand declined to its lowest level of 4.4 billion rands during the start of COVID-19, the city has made great improvement to current levels. As at the 30th of November 2023, the city had cash on hand of 7.6 billion rands, with days cash on hand of 61 days. The days cash on hand is within the National Treasury's norm, of 30 to 90 days. With the current ratio of 1.56 times as at the 31st of October 2023, which is within the National Treasury norm of between 1.5 to 2.0 times. Furthermore, Honorable Speaker, as part of the liquidity management, the income and expenditure are closely monitored to ensure that cash flow needs are also met accordingly. We are pleased to report that as at the end of October 2023, our fixed investment totaled to 7.55 billion rands of the 7.79 billion rands cash on hand. In terms of operating budget for the period ending 31st of October 2023, revenue was in line with the budget.
Speaker.
Total income as at the October 2023 was 18.87 billion and total expenditure was 17.39 billion rands, resulting in a surplus of 1.4 improved the spending on the capital budget.
Yes.
Point of order?
Yes, a point of order, Speaker.
Yes.
According to the rule, Speaker, while the council is in session, no member of council shall be standing and walking around during the council process. May we seek a guidance to what is that meeting sitting there while in council chamber?
Yeah. Relax about that. Speaker will handle that. Proceed by Mayor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Several interventions are being implemented to improve the spending on capital budget, which include weekly monitoring and oversight meetings on projects, procurement, planning, and improvements to project management. We are projecting to spend of 100% of our grant funding by the end of the financial year in June. As a city, we are working tirelessly to address issues of water and electricity losses. Most of our water losses are caused by aging infrastructure, illegal connections, and recent floods. To address this situation, the municipality is implementing the following remedial actions: installation pressure reducing valves, reservoir inlet and outlet metering, meter connection, housing projects. In all housing projects, installation of meters in the informal settlement, investigate properties with zero consumption, metering historically unmetered housing projects, replacement of domestic water meters. Honorable Speaker, another issue that we are giving full attention is the acceleration of process to issue rates clearance certificates. In fact, the issuing of rates clearance certificate is a matter of strategic importance to the city, and it is one of the indicators of the economic growth. In addition, the World Bank has listed the issuing of rates clearance as one of the matters to consider when deciding on the city or country to do business with. We want to commend our revenue unit for accelerating this process from 1 November despite the challenges of meter reading. As at the end of November, our rate clearance was at 83.94%. This improvement can be attributed to the following interventions: improved meter reading, constant engagement with reconveniencing fraternity, improved communication through Lexus Nexus and E4, development of rates clearance certificate turnaround plan, which started on the 1st of November 2023. In addition, in order to improve the issuing of rates clearance certificates going forward, the city is introducing a rates clearance system which will reduce the turnaround time on the issuing of rates clearance certificates. Honorable Councillors, as part of the improving our rate collection, we are also implementing credit control measures which include disconnection of services. Recently, we have established a disconnection committee which meets every Monday to deal with targeted disconnections. In the past 5 months, the municipality has effected disconnections to 90,731, which amounted to the value of 7.97 billion rands. Through these credit control initiatives in the last 5 months, the city has achieved higher than budget collection of 17.3 billion rand against a budget of 16.6 billion rand. While we are implementing these essential measures, we are fully conscious of the challenges some of our residents continue to face as they struggle to make their ends meet. Therefore, this city, as a caring city, we also approved our debt relief program which intend to assist residents and businesses that are struggling to meet their monthly obligation. Honorable Councillors, allow me to update you on the progress we have made in implementing our Council's new land release strategy. We are happy to report that between May 2021 and November 2022, a total of 25 properties were advertised. This process has culminated in awarding of the following viable properties. 11 properties awarded to successful bidders as of the 30th of November 2023. 11 awards made to companies that are 100% owned by black people and Africans in particular. 9 awards made to companies that are owned by 100% by Africans, and 2 awarded to a youth-owned company. In addition, 9 properties on the Durban beachfront are currently on tender, and a further 12 properties will be advertised this week. At this point, let me also take this opportunity to outline the reason why the public tender process was used for the Langeni and Maharani hotel leases. Firstly, Section 217(1) of the Constitution provides that when an organ of state in the national, provincial, or local sphere of government or any other institution identified in national legislation contracts for goods or services, it must do so in accordance with a system which is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. Secondly, Section 14(5) of the MFMA states that any transfer of ownership of capital assets in terms of subsection 2 or 4 must be fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, consistent with the supply chain management policy which the municipality must have and maintain in terms of section 111. In addition, clause 14 of the lease agreement does not allow for renewal or conversion of the leasehold into freehold. Therefore, the lease renewal would have been in breach of clause 14 of the lease agreement. Furthermore, a direct transaction was going to be non-compliant with the constitutional requirements of Section 217, which requires the process to be fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. In this regard, Honorable Speaker, Section 14(5) of the MFMA must also be adhered to. In accordance with the relevant council decision and comments from National Treasury, the property was advertised on public tender inviting proposals from the private sector for the long-term leasing and redevelopment of the properties. This process will ensure that there is transparency. The closing date for the request for proposal, the RFPs, is on the 8th of March 2024. Any bidder meeting the requirements can submit a proposal. Let me also update the council on the number of churches that have benefited from 90% policy of disposal of land and granting of right policy of 2019. Siyazigqaja ke ngale policy noma lenqubomgomo eyenza ukuthi amabandla amaningi akade engenawo umhlaba osezandleni zawo agcina lawo mabandla ehlomula kuhlelo lukamasipala nestrategy sawo ukuthi sibaphulele ngo-90%. Lokho kwenza ukuthi bekwazi ukuthi bebe nendawo ezipermanent abazokwazi ukwakha ngisho amabhilidi amabandla abo, ngoba siyazi ukuthi amabandla behlupheka engenazo indawo zokukhonzela uThixo. Ngakho ke lo masipala uyanakekela oholwa yi-ANC ukuthi abantu beqhubeke bekhonze uThixo eindaweni abakuzona. Ngakho ke le policy si-adoptile somlomo. 7 properties sold to churches and 4 will be going out for tender by the 30th of June 2024. 46 sales agreements have already been signed with churches. Honorable Speaker, as I draw to the conclusion, this report clearly demonstrates that we are a city at work and we are making every effort to remain functional and financially sustainable. We are pleased that our residents and visitors are appreciating these efforts as demonstrated by the number of visitors who are flocking into the city since the beginning of December. We are also delighted about the progress we are making in finalizing the repairs of the Children Amusement Center paddling pool. This gives us full confidence that Durban is indeed poised to deliver a safe and memorable 2023 festive season. And we are about to open Section D Kwamashu swimming pool, Emlazi swimming pool, and many other swimming pools in our township. But at the beachfront, all swimming pools will be functional before the 20th of December this year. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, His Worship. Councillors, those who have making notes, those who have be following through the report, who want to comment or to participate in the debate? I will take those hands. Any hands? If there are no hands, thank you very much, Bob Mayor, for your report. City Manager, do you have a report? Do we have your report?
No.
Item 15.
No, I don't have a report, Speaker.
Okay. Item 16, report on committee decisions. Are these still noted, councillors?
Noted. Noted.
Item 17, items for noting. Are all those items noted?
Noted. Noted.
Thank you very much. We will quickly move now to the in-committee items. I will therefore request all our officials and members of the public to be excused. Thank you very much for that. We are now dealing with the in-committee items. All members of the public and also disconnect the live streaming because we are dealing with the in-committee items. Thank you very much. Let's allow colleagues to leave the venue, then we'll proceed. Just 5 minutes. I'm not sure whether there's tea outside. Let's just take a stretch break. If you have tea, do you have tea burning outside? There's no tea.
There's no tea.
Okay, there's no tea.
Let's proceed.
Only 5 minutes to allow our officials to leave the venue, then we'll reconvene after 5 minutes.